Good evening. Welcome to this evening edition of the Vision Root video blog. I'm your host, Richard Urban, coming to you from historic Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Tonight's episode is, if Black Lives Matter, then why does the District of Columbia government promote eugenics and the killing of Black babies? Okay, I'd like to start with a scripture reading, and let's start with that now, from the Bible, Hosea 9:11. Ephraim's glory will fly away like a bird. No birth, no pregnancy, no conception. Even if they rear children, I will bereave them of every one. Woe to them when I turn away from them. I have seen Ephraim like Tyre, planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim will bring out their children to the slayer. Well, I'd like to talk about the topic of abortion in the District of Columbia. And there's a huge crisis of abortion. It's been said that the most dangerous place for a baby is a Black baby is in the womb. And sadly, that's certainly true in the District of Columbia. There were some, in 2011, statistics tend to lag behind in abortion statistics, but there were some 3,396 abortions in the district. So about 29% of all births, or rather pregnancies, were aborted. And among teenagers, there were about 530 teen abortions, which amounts for about 29% of all teen pregnancies. So the question is, so how does the district promote this? Well, if you'll remember, I said in my last blog last week that the District of Columbia will allow any girl 12 years or older to have a abortion without parental consent. So basically, the District of Columbia policy is, okay, it's okay to have sexual intercourse, just use a condom. Of course, the consistent use of a condom and every time doesn't happen. And secondly, even if you do, there's still a chance of pregnancy. In fact, perhaps a 25% chance of pregnancy. For instance, among teen couples using condoms, they fail about 25% of the time to prevent pregnancy. So therefore, when the district's methodology for preventing pregnancy fails, then the teen can conveniently get an abortion. Wow. So where do these teens get abortions? Well, one of the main providers of abortions is Planned Parenthood, formerly called the organization called or grew out of the American Birth Control League. And who was the founder of that organization? Margaret Sanger, a racist white woman, in fact. I'd like to read a quote from Margaret Sanger right here, right now. Okay, this is from her article, Women, Morality, and Birth Control. We should hire 3 or 4 colored ministers, preferably with social service backgrounds and with engaging personalities. The most successful educational approach to the Negro is through a religious appeal. We don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population, and the minister is a man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members. Unquote. Wow. So Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, promoted eugenics, getting rid of, quote unquote, the lesser races and eliminating them. So this is the hero of Planned Parenthood, the wondrous organization that District of Columbia promotes, hires to promote birth control, which inevitably fails, and then they abort the babies. How convenient. If this isn't crazy, I don't know what is. So I think if there's to be a revolution among Black Lives Mattering, it's got to include the issue of abortion. And it's an especially serious issue in the Black community. Black youth teens are 4 times more likely than white teens to abort babies. And then isn't it amazing that where do you find these abortion clinics? You don't find them over in Northwest. No, they're like in Anacostia in the Black neighborhoods. Hello, anybody home? So I hope people will wake up what's really going on. You know, I've been working in the district for some 20 years, serving the community, mostly working in the Black community, and talking about especially, the importance of guarding your diamond, of the importance of saving sex for marriage, avoiding sexually transmitted disease, avoiding poverty for your children. And this is just a mind-boggling thing that, the Black community, many people aren't even aware of, this racist white lady, Margaret Sanger, who wanted to eliminate the inferior races, i.e. Black people, is the founder of Planned Parenthood, which provides these abortions in the Black community to murder Black babies. Hello? So, and the district promotes this. So they don't want to teach kids to have strong families. Instead, they'd rather say have any kind of sex you want and then provide them with convenient abortions. If this isn't an unhealthy policy, I don't know what is. So I hope people can certainly become more aware about Margaret Sanger. And there's a very good website. I'll put a link up on the screen here for blackgenocide.org. So if you're really for Black Lives Matter, I hope you'll take time to look into Planned Parenthood, look into Margaret Sanger, and think about it, if it's really a good idea to promote those kind of policies of a woman who wants to exterminate what she says are inferior races and Black people. This is incredible. And basically the same thing's still going on. There are organizations, for instance, holding these conferences on so-called reproductive rights, not just in 1932 when this quote came, but now, like at the Howard Divinity School, the so-called Coalition for Reproductive Rights. It's the same game plan. It's Black ministers paid a pretty penny to speak out on how wonderful it is to have so-called reproductive rights, i.e. abortion, in the Black community to murder the Black babies. Wow. So this is mind-boggling to me. So I hope you'll look into this. If you found this meaningful, I hope you'll share it with your friends. I hope you'll increase awareness among your friends and about this issue, and that you'll really consider that all lives matter, Black Lives Matter. The well-being of unborn babies matters a lot, and that the encouragement of people like the District of Columbia government, yes, encouragement, but encouraging, sexual attitudes that encourage sex, and then when inevitably fail, encouraging youth to, quote, get abortions, so-called reproductive rights, is a crime. So I hope, you found this meaningful, and I hope that you really will fight for Black Lives Mattering, and that you will get in gear with supporting the right of babies to be born, not killed in the womb. And especially understand where Planned Parenthood comes from and why is that organization prevalent, especially in the Black community. I'm Richard Urban. I'm reporting from historic Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. So God bless and good night until next time.